And just a footnote on the game tonight, the fact that Barry Zito went 6 2/3 innings and wound up with a no decision, even though he had pitched one hit ball for 4 innings and a 4-hitter and a 3-run lead for 6 frames. He retired the side in order right at the beginning. In fact, got the first 6 outs before the Mariners, or 7 outs really, before the Mariners got a base runner aboard. But meantime, the A's had given Zito a little working room. Kotze opened the first inning with a single to right field, the first of his 4 hits. After Burns lined out, Eric Chavez singled Kotze up to second, and Durazo single to right, loaded the bases. It wasn't hit in an area where Kotze could score from second base, and Jermaine Dye came up there with the sacks jammed. And Moyer's pitch. Swung on. There's a high fly left field. About middle distance near the line. It's going to be in foul ground down in the bullpen now. Ibanez makes the catch. Kotze tags. Here's the throw to the plate. And the ball bounces off Kotze as he slides. He is safe. Retrieved quickly by Wilson up the first baseline. Leaving runners at first and third. The A's get the first run of the game on Dye's sacrifice fly in foul ground down in the left field bullpen. And although Hatterberg, the next hitter, hit one deep to right field, it was caught at the wall by Ichiro, and the A's had to settle for the 1 run out of that bases-loaded situation. Second inning, more threats to the veteran Jamie Moyer. Scudero opened with a single, and with 1 out, Damian Miller drew a walk. With runners at first and second, and Scudero, the runner at second base, it was Kotze up for his second at-bat. Shortstop Lopez in behind Scudero right now, shading towards second. There's a ground ball through the hole, right field, base hit. Speeding around third, coming to the plate. Scudero, here comes the throw. It's in behind Miller at second base, and he is tagged out by the shortstop Lopez as the A's get the run to make it 2-0. Ichiro reading the fact that in his mind he didn't have a shot to get the runner at the plate as Scudero was coming in to score, threw behind Miller as he took a short turn at second base and got the second out, 9-6. That was a big play. It broke the back of what could have been a bigger rally. Burns hit into a force out to end the inning, so the A's had the 2-0 lead. And the defense came into the picture for the first time when Jose Lopez led off against Zito starting the 3rd inning.
Now the 1-2 pitch to Lopez is swung on and hit to left field. Burns going back on it, nearing the track. He's at the track, reaching up, crashing into the wall, and makes the catch. Eric Burns with a great play in left and no regard for his body. He was just going to run right through the wall, I think. Right up against the barrier, right beneath the out-of-town scoreboard. And that's out number 1. I don't even know if he knew the wall was there.
I'll tell you, that was like walking down a street and walking into a light pole. Gee.
So that is allowed out number 1 off the bat of Jose Lopez.
Grabbed his head for a split second afterwards.
Just wanted to make sure it was still attached.
Wilson then followed with a single, but that would be the only base runner for the first 4 innings against Zito. The A's again, though, had a threat in the 3rd inning. They loaded the bases on walks to Durazo and Dye, and a Hatterberg single, but then Scudero on a little check swing tap to first base forced Durazo at the plate, and Crosby popped out, and the A's had nothing to show for it, and 3 runners left on base. In fact, they left another runner on in the 4th, but still, that 2-run lead was holding up. But Brett Boone got things going in the 5th inning with a double to the right center field wall, and after staying at second on an infield out, went to third on Lopez single to left field. Dan Wilson then was the hitter. And Zito to the plate. Swinging a high fly ball, hit the left center field. Well hit ball, going back is Burns, and he gets there in middle of the warning track and makes the catch. And here's the tag up and the dash home, and Boone scores to make it a 2-1 A's lead as Wilson delivered a deep fly ball to the alley at left center that had a lot of carry in it, driving in his 32nd run of the year. And, of course, there was that uneasy feeling that leaving all those runners on would leave you vulnerable later in the ball game, but Dye eased some of that worry in the 5th inning. After Durazo opened the frame with a single, Jermaine was the next man up. Here's the pitch. Dye hammers it deep. Left field. It's going. It is gone. A 2-run home Jermaine Dye. And the Athletics stretch out that lead a bit now. Here in the 5th inning, it is 4-1. Dye's 22nd home run of the year. It gives him 77 runs batted in. And he continues his red-hot assault with the bat since coming back to active duty. Now 13 for 32. And I cheated Jermaine out of an RBI. He had driven in that run in the 1st inning, so that actually he had 78 at that point. With 1 out, Marco Scutaro was the hitter. There's one that's hit deep to left, and that's going to go. It does into the seats down the left field line. And Scutaro hammers one. And it is now 5-1 Athletics on Scutaro's 7th home run of the year. And it's the second he's hit this year off Jamie Moyer. Well, it turned out that was number 43 this year given up by Moyer, and after he got the final 2 outs of the inning, he was done for the night, leaving with a deficit, but still, the Mariners took him off the hook later with that Bloomquist home run. In the 6th inning, a Zito walk, the only one of the night, led to a run as that went to Randy Wynn, who went to third on Edgar Martinez single and scored on a force out off the bat of Ibanez, after which Boone drove Lacazette deep into center field to haul down his fly ball out. But still, after the A's failed in their half of the 6th inning, it looked like 5-2 might be good enough. That failure in the 6th was another bit of frustration as reliever Matt Thornton had loaded the bases with 1 out on a couple of singles and a walk to Durazo, and they brought in Masao Kida, the former Dodger, to pitch to Dye, and he got Jermaine to bounce into a 5-4-3 double play, leaving another couple of runners aboard. Then things struck suddenly in the 7th inning with 1 out. Lopez singled to left, his 2nd hit, and just the 5th off Zito tonight. Dan Wilson then beat out a hit to deep third as Chavez' low throw ticked off the glove of Hatterberg. It was a tough play for Chavez, went for an infield hit. Willie Bloomquist, up with a .242 average this year and 1 home run, found a pitch to his liking on 1-0.
1-0 pitch. Bloomquist rips it left field deep in the corner, and just like that, we have a tie ball game. Do you believe that? Willie Bloomquist, a line drive home run into the lower deck in left, about 20 feet fair, and it's A's 5, Seattle 5. That's his 2nd this year, and it came on a 1-0 pitch.
And then Ichiro, in quest of the all-time single-season hit record, single to right, giving him 252, 5 short of George Sisler's all-time mark. When Zito got Randy Wynn on a fly ball out for the 2nd out, Ken Macher went to the bullpen. Zito had thrown 111 pitches, and he brought in Chad Bradford, who retired Edgar Martinez, and the A's had to settle at that point for a 5-5 tie. They couldn't do anything with Kida in the 7th inning, and for that matter, in the 8th against Villone, although they had a runner on a base on balls. Meantime, the Athletics relief corps went to Rincon in the 8th. He gave up a walk, but first of all, a play by Scutaro might have saved the whole inning on Ibanez leading off.
And the pitch to Ibanez is a bouncy ball and a diving play to his right. Scutaro from his knees throws him out. Great play by Scutaro. Diving to his right to the backhand side. No time to get up. From his knees, fired a strike to first to nail Ibanez.
And there was less of a consequence when Boone drew the walk following. But with that situation as it was, Justin Duchscher got the call to pitch to Holbert Cabrera, and while Cabrera was at the plate, Boone was cut down stealing, and then Cabrera made the final out of the inning, and the A's still preserved the 5-5 tie. And when they came to the 9th inning, it was still all even at 5 apiece. Octavio Dotel came into the ballgame, and Dotel was facing the bottom third of the order, which had been the most difficult for starter Barry Zito to handle tonight. And Ibanez made it tough on Dotel, but to the rescue, Kotsay. Swing and a drive to center, sending Kotsay back. He's on a long run. He turns, he reaches up and jumps and makes the catch. Holy Toledo, what a play. At the wall at the 400-foot mark, just to the left of the 4. The ball hit directly over his head. he turned and seemed to forever show his number to the crowd as he raced back. And then at the last instant, checked the wall, stopped, and then went for the jump and pulled it down. I think I inadvertently said Ibanez. That was Lopez, the victim twice tonight of great plays. The other one by Burns back there in the third inning. Dotel then took care of business by striking out the final two batters of the inning. The A's coming up in the bottom of the ninth, and Durazo's lofted effort down the left field line was the one that Lopez and Ibanez came together on. It ticked off the glove of Lopez, and Durazo had a double. As the relief pitcher call went to Ruben Mateo, Galone having given up the double. Mateo came in, and Jermaine Dye moved the runner over with a ground ball out to the right side. At that point, Esteban Herman pinch ran for Durazo, and the intentional walk was given to Hatterberg, and then to Scudero after him, the whole objective being to get to Bobby Crosby, who's been having a tough time of it at the plate in recent days. And the A's rookie got the confidence vote from Ken Maka to go up there and see if he could finish this one off. And after taking ball one, that's just what he did. Mateo ready again. And the pitch on the way. Swing and a drive to right field. And this ball game is going to be over. Caught by Ichiro. Herman tags up, sprints for the plate, scores, and the A's win it. Bobby Crosby on the second pitch drives it the other way for a sacrifice fly, and that was the key. The other way. When Crosby goes that way, he has his greatest success. And the A's maintain their one-game lead over the Anaheim Angels with 5 to go as a 5-5 ball game is decided in the bottom of the ninth inning. Bobby Crosby's sacrifice fly makes it a final Athletics 6 and Seattle